You're watching this video because you know there is something very important to you that you want to do, but you can feel that you're also afraid to fully commit because there's a voice that's saying that you're going to make a mistake, which is stopping you from really going for it in the ways that you know you can, in the ways that you know will actually get you the result that you see in your mind. And I know that feeling because that's what I felt when I would sign a contract for a fight. And I would hear that voice every single day leading up to it. So when people would ask me, "Are you ready for the fight?" And I would have to put on this front and say yes, and I would believe it. But there would always be that voice, that part of me that would be so unsure and so afraid that when the fight comes in front of all these people, including family, friends, teammates, that what if I get knocked out in front of them, choked out, submitted, TKO'd, all the ways that I could possibly lose? If they saw that, if they saw the fear that I'm feeling in this moment, what would happen? So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 points for you to get that voice on your side so that you can go for what you want in an unstoppable way. So sit back and enjoy. What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Mike, and I'm glad that you're here. Now, in order for us to get the voice on our side, we have to be able and willing to look at the voice and see it for what it really is. Because to be honest, at first, we don't really give it much attention. It feels like it's something that's constantly against us, that's just reminding us of all of our shortcomings, the ways that we can mess up, make a mistake, do something wrong, the ways that we can fail. And because it feels like it's making life harder, we try everything we can to get away from it. We try to distract from it. And the times that we do give it attention, we start to see the ways that it's bad. And we start to make the connections of the past. Oh, this reminds me of this person that treated me this way or said similar things to me. Maybe it reminds you of family or friends, partners. But the thing is to see that the truth is that voice is you, because those people aren't saying those things now. And the voice being you, once you start to really pay attention to the fact that you always have your best intentions, you always are supporting yourself, you're cheering yourself on, even when it doesn't feel that way. And this voice is a clear example of that, because the purpose of the mind is to help you survive. And this is going to go down the path that you may not have heard before. So the mind is excellent at problem solving. And this is where the voice comes from. You have this idea of something that you're wanting to accomplish. And as you see yourself doing this thing, immediately you receive this download, this insight. You receive this clear idea of that version of you, of how it feels. It feels powerful, enlivening, and that's what excites you about wanting to do this thing. Because you could have chose to do anything in the world, but there's this specific thing that you know will unlock something in you that you have been dying for, that you know you have access to. And there's nothing else that you could do that will make you feel that exact way. So, what the mind is doing and what the voice is doing, right, both one and the same, is letting you know all the things that are in the way of you being that person. Not even so much becoming, being. Because once you're able to go through all those things, you're already the person. So, to that voice, to your mind, you're already there. And now you're just coming across all the things that are slowing you down, or all the reasons you use to step on the brake, all the reasons that you will convince yourself to not be able to do that thing, which is valuable information. you want to know these things. And the fact that it's uncomfortable is the truth that that's not you. That fear of, I'm not going to be able to do the thing that I want. I'm not the person that fits the image that I have in my mind. The person that I see doing the thing, although I know it's me, those thoughts and beliefs that I'm not able to do it, you can feel immediately it gets very intense. And what it is, it's like you're driving on the highway. You notice when you're driving, it's very smooth. You don't feel nothing. And it's not until, let's say, like you stop paying attention or you may feel a little sleepy while driving and you start to go on those rumble strips, it gets very intense. That vibration goes louder than the music, even if you have it blasting. You feel it. And it goes brrr, and it jolts you. It brings that like, oh shit feeling. And what does that feeling get you to do? Realign. Oh, okay, let me come back. And the second you come back, it's quiet again. So that feeling that the voice is letting you be aware of is to let you know, hey, the way you're looking at this thing, that's what's taking you off course. So using myself for an example, thinking about how I would want the fight to go, and I would have the thoughts of how I would lose, those thoughts are not in alignment with the version of me that wins. Because in order for me to be aware of my losses, right, and focus on them, that means I'm not focusing on how I can win. Now, is it good to be aware of the possibilities that I can lose? Yeah. Because that's going to help me sharpen my abilities to get my skill to where I want it to be. And that's the whole point of the voice. The voice is helping you fine tune to be that exact version of you that you have in mind. You're not thinking about anybody else. When I was preparing for a fight, I may have fighters that I look up to and certain details that I would like to emulate, but they're not the ones in the fight. It's me. So if I'm, let's say, going against somebody that likes to wrestle and they appear to be better at wrestling than me, and the fear will come up of, if they take me down, what would I do? Or if I can't stop their takedown, what would I do? Well, that voice is letting me know, okay, I can put myself in those situations in preparation for it, so that when the time comes, I am confident in myself that I will know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So you get to see the voice is helping you get there this whole time. It's encouraging you in almost like a very direct, honest way. It's the most loving thing. It's willing to get you to hate it because it wants you to win that badly. That it's fine with you pushing it away and ignoring it and neglecting it. And it's like, let's say if you had somebody like that in real life, they're not willing to say yes to everything that you say. They're not willing to agree with you. If they see something that's out of alignment from what you told them that you want to do and you want to be, and they're willing to put their relationship with you at risk just for you to be able to win and get the thing that you want, how would you feel about that person? In the moment, you may be like, shut up, leave me alone, like cheer me on for once. But once you get to see their motives, the reason, the purpose, why they're so almost like brash with you, you start to understand like, oh, okay, like, no, they're actually doing this out of love. And they're showing me the areas where I'm not feeling secure in myself. And when I say that word secure, what I mean by that is remaining centered in yourself. Because again, using myself as the example, is I'm concerned about all the ways that I can be losing. And I get that feeling of fear and anxiety. It's because in order for me to show up in the way that is required of me to be the dominant winner that I see myself to be, my focus, my attention has to be locked in me. I can be aware of everything that's happening, but I'm not giving my opponent my focus and my attention because then I'm not aware as to what I'm doing. I'm not aware if my hands are starting to drop. I'm not aware if I'm breathing shallow or I'm starting to feel exhausted or my feet are too close or I'm not able to hear my corner because so much of my attention is in being afraid of I don't want this to happen. Whereas in keeping my focus and my attention on me, in me, then I can be aware of what my opponent is doing. I can feel my heart rate is fine. I'm breathing fine. I can feel that, okay, my hands are dropping. I can bring them back. I can do all these things all at once because I'm because I'm not leaking my energy. My throat got dry. So that is what I mean by being secure. You're securing your focus, attention, and your energy. I had to drink some water. Now, when it comes to insecurities, what's happening when you feel insecure is you're trying to fight against something that's already happening, meaning you're already feeling insecure. The feeling's already there. So you're trying to fight against the fact that you're feeling that sense of doubt, fear, anxiety, worry, whatever. Whatever the feeling is in that moment that's causing you to feel insecure, you're trying to avoid it, push it down, suppress it, get it away, and the feeling wants to pass through you. Right? Now, again, you're not secure within yourself. Your focus and your attention is more on trying to push this thing away because you don't want it to be true. It's already there. It's already true. So you're fighting against, you're essentially fighting against the past. The feeling already happened. If you allow it to be, then you're not spending energy feeling that way. And what happens is you start to give yourself permission to make the mistake you're afraid to make. So going back to the fight example, leading up for a fight, if I'm preparing for somebody that I feel is better in the position than me, like somebody that's a better wrestler than me or a better striker than me, that means I'm not feeling confident in that area. So I'm still, preparing myself and improving in all areas, but I'm addressing an area that I don't feel that confident in. That's what the voice is telling me. That's what the feelings are showing me. Because if I was feeling confident, I wouldn't feel that way. So it's being honest with myself of, okay, I'm feeling a little insecure in this area. I could still definitely improve my strengths, but I'm going to really hone in on this area because this opponent is drawing that out of me. This opportunity is putting me in the position so that I can elevate this area. I can improve this area, which is making me become the person that I see within this vision of myself. And it doesn't matter what the thing that you're working on is. It could be working with a group of people, speaking in public. It doesn't matter what the thing is. The opportunity presented in front of you is calling forth an area that you feel very insecure in. So definitely work on all the things that got you to this point. Don't neglect them. But now there's definitely an area that gets you to second guess, and it's calling for your attention. Because you improve that, that's going to bring you closer to the version of you that you see in your mind. Now, as you're doing that, because as I was doing that in training, I'm going to be exposed for the fact that I'm developing that area. I'm building that area. I'm improving that area. And what's going to happen? The voice is going to feel so much more real. It's going to feel like, oh my God, like I'm working on my wrestling for somebody a, that appears to be a better wrestler than me. I can't stop these takedowns. I'm exhausted. It feels like I'm going to lose this way. But again, in allowing that feeling to be there, allowing that insecurity to be there, now you're taking it as data as, okay, I can allow this fear to be here. But notice how the fear feels. This is something not really anybody talks about. There's a very specific feeling in that fear, in that anxiety. It's almost like an overwhelming amount of energy. And the way I like to see it is, imagine if you were to tap into unlimited energy for the very first time. It would feel so overwhelming, you won't know what to do with it. So notice the times that when you feel fear and anxiety, you're focusing on all the things you don't want to happen. That's not a way to tell the energy where to go. So it's like if you were driving somewhere and you're listening to the GPS. What you like about the GPS is it tells you where to go. But imagine if you're driving and the GPS was just telling you, not this street, not this street, not this exit, not this exit. You'll be so anxious where it's just like, I don't need you to tell me where not to go. I need you to tell me where to go. It's the same thing with the energy within you. Think about the emotions that you feel. When you feel happy, you know how to direct that energy. When you feel excited, you know how to direct that energy. Even when you feel sad, you know how to direct that energy, meaning you know how to express that energy. With fear, you're not in anxiety, you're not giving it direction. You're being given all of this energy. You only feel that way when you're thinking about this thing that's very important to you. And your body is giving you all of that energy you need for you to show up as the person that you see yourself to be. And you're not giving it an expression. You're trying to avoid it, get away from it, distract from it, act like it's not there, or think about the ways that you don't want things to happen. So it's just bundling up and bundling up and bundling up. And now you have all this energy within you with no direction. And that's why it feels so overwhelming. And it makes you like unbearably anxious and like you start to shut down. It's almost like a computer or something where it's so much energy that it short circuits. Same thing is happening within you. It's like so much energy is bundled up within you. It's not going anywhere. So then it's almost like you shut down. And there's times you would see that in the fight, like people will have what they call an adrenaline dump. It's like you're so excited, like you have so much energy going into the fight in anticipation of what's going to happen, and in trying to like contain it and not make the mistake, then all the energy just kind of like flatlines and it makes you exhausted. And that's where it seems like the person's really not doing anything in the fight. Like this fight's kind of like boring, or this person's not really moving. It's they dumped all their energy in that hesitation of letting it out, of expressing it. And it's just not allowing yourself to feel the emotion. Once you welcome in the fear and the anxiety, you get to feel that, number one, you're not going to die. It feels like it. It's so intense that it'll feel that way. But once you get to see, like, okay, I'm fine. The thoughts are there, but the thoughts start to calm down when you stop fighting against them. And now, in seeing that you're just being given all of this energy, now you can start thinking, okay, I'm being given unlimited energy. How would I like to direct this energy? What would I like to use it for? And that's what I would do leading up to fights. So, okay, I'm preparing for this fight. I'm working on the wrestling and I'm having a tough time, right? I'm improving this area. And then I feel that rush. Okay, cool. I'm feeling the fear. I'm a little nervous. How would I like to use this energy? And now I have a second wind. I have more energy for the practice. I have more energy to focus on some things. And I could use that even in between practice if I want to watch some wrestling. I can start to learn more things about it. I can learn more about myself because I have more energy. I'm not exhausted anymore. And now the very feeling you were pushing away, you get to realize was actually helping you. And the voice was showing you, hey, you're not directing this energy in the way. Notice what happens when, and the voice is saying this, right? In a way, it's like, notice how you feel when I say this. How is your body responding? What are you doing with the energy within your body when I say this? And the second you see it as, okay, I'm being given this energy and I don't want to be choked out, but it's like, okay, if I'm afraid of being choked out, what are 3 things that I would like to do in that scenario? And then same thing if you're going to public speak, right? Let's say you're going to speak in front of people. It's like, well, I'm nervous that I'm going to shut down and I'm not going to be able to speak clearly. Okay? So what are 3 things you would like to do when you're standing in front of people? I would like to take a deep breath. I would like to make sure I swallow my saliva and speak clearly. And now you just gave yourself 3 things that you can now practice leading up to that event. So you get to see the voice has been helping you this whole time. And that feeling that's almost like, I don't want this to happen, is the very thing that you need to be able to pull that off. Because now, let's say you practice those 3 things. Sounds very simple, right? Breathing, swallowing spit, and speaking clearly. But now, because you're changing your relationship to the voice and the feelings associated, when it comes time to speak, notice how different you're going to show up. Because now you're going to feel the fear, but instead of trying to push it away and giving it so much focus and attention of like, damn, the moment's here, I don't want this to happen, I don't want to mess it up. Now you're not wasting any energy with that. Now it's like, I feel this feeling, but now I know what this feeling means. This feeling means I'm on. This feeling means I speak clearly. And now you have so much energy to really command the room. So in this way, the voice has been on your side the whole time. This video was just to remind you about that. So yeah, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, is the different side of fear and anxiety, like all the negative emotions that we wish just wouldn't happen. And we get so frustrated and feeling like, I have these goals, I have these dreams, and it feels like I'm not even on my side. So what's the point? Until you realize, like, oh no, I'm on my side way more than anybody else. And I'm way more capable. And again, in welcoming the fear and feeling like that unlimited energy, now fear starts to shift. It starts to change from like this shutdown of like shrinking to like, no, that shrinking was only happening because I wasn't telling the energy like where to go or how I would like to use it. Once you start to change your relationship to that feeling, start to give it direction, you'll feel yourself really take up space. And you don't need to ask for permission to do so. You just do. Because there's more than enough space for all of us. I mean, you can even feel within me sometimes, like as I'm talking, like I could feel like I get that energy, and I'm like, let's go. It's such a good feeling. It's so empowering, but it's beautiful to remember that you are powerful beyond measure. And these are the ways that it's just the belief and the thought that you're limited. True. The truth, true. The truth is you are limitless, powerful beyond measure. So let me know what you got from this episode. It's it's pretty awesome, and I love to hear people's realizations about that truth of fear, that it's expanding. So I'm wishing you an amazing day. If it's nighttime by you, I'm wishing you an amazing night, and I will catch you later. Oh, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff too.